Brittany's car didn't make it. Oh, 3.631, 330 miles an hour. Hey, Gateway, that's the quickest run in the history of the sport. That's a new national record, 3.631, 330 miles an hour. Clay Millican throws down.
He's just a good old boy who loves burning rubber and driving fast.
Okay, folks, I tell y'all all the time I check your comments, and I do. And I see so many of them basically kind of saying we've ruined drag racing by shortening it to 1,000 feet. And at the end of this video, I will give y'all my answer to that, but I wanted to start this video with Jimmo because unfortunately he was very involved with drag racing going to 1,000 feet, and I'm going to as many drivers as I can catch and ask them the very simple question. Starting quarter mile, yes, no, why, current car configuration?
No, absolutely no. And you know, back when we went to 1,000 foot, it was needed to be done because we had some short tracks that were just short at that time, and unfortunately at that time Englishtown was one of the shortest tracks that we raced on, and after Scott's accident, it meant a lot, to go to 1,000 foot, and I've been around this sport a long time, and I've grown up around it, and quarter mile racing was always a thing, and ran some great numbers quarter mile times as a crew member, crew chief, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, man, you drivers are like family to us, and to have happen what happened to Scott, I don't ever want to see that ever happen to anybody else in this sport. And and I'm very happy running 1,000 foot. It's fun. We go out there, yeah, we run hard, we run fast, we're running, everybody's like, oh, you guys are running this fast, 1,000 foot. It's pretty exciting racing, I think. And it's still drag racing. People go crazy over 8th mile racing. So
yep.
What's the point? What's the difference? It's like, if we tried to run our cars to a quarter mile in the current configuration, I think it'd be a disaster. I mean, look, some of these racetracks just are not that good in that last, 320 feet. And I know there was some, guys over in the funny car world in Australia that were running quarter mile, and I wasn't real happy with that because I thought it was very disrespectful towards, Scott Coletta, the legacy of Scott Coletta and his dad. And that bothered me a lot when I saw them down there, and some people are like, oh yeah, they're running quarter mile. It was dumb, and I got no problem saying that it was dumb, and the people that were involved in it and thought it was a good idea. It was a very poor idea, and it was very disrespectful towards Scott Coletta and the Coletta family, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree. What year was that? 08?
Yeah, 2008. Yep.
And did we go to 1,000 foot the following race? I'm drawing a little bit of...
No, Norwalk was the last quarter mile race, and Denver was actually the first 1,000 foot race. Yeah. And in fact, I think with Hillary Will's car, we were the first car to go over 300 miles an hour in 1,000 foot race. And it's drag racing's drag racing, and it's fun. And but it's no fun when you bury your brother and one of your best friends.
Yep.
And and I've been pretty blessed in my life to race with people that I care about deeply, or close to me, and you know, I don't ever want to do that again.
Yep.
And one of the baddest dudes to walk the face of the planet in the drag racing world was Connie Coletta, and Connie Coletta said it was a good idea, so end of discussion.
Yeah,
Because
I
if
agree.
a guy who like that says this is where we need to be, who's spent more money drag racing than anybody in history, has burnt more nitro than anybody, if he says it's okay, everybody else just needs to like
Yep. Keep it buttoned.
keep it, zip your lip.
Zip your lip. That's it. There you have it. Y'all stay tuned. I'm going to go to as many drivers as I can. And at the very end, I'll give my opinion. But I had to start with Jimmo. Hope y'all enjoy this. And I look forward to your comments. And I also look forward to find what driver says what. And it'll be interesting. All right, Josh. Here's the question. Quarter mile drag racing, yes or no, in current car configuration?
100%.
Yes, you're a
Yes.
yes? Why?
I just want to go faster. If the tires will handle it, I'll do it.
There you go. And that's the big question, right?
Yes,
The
sir.
tires. That's the question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm not. So here's the question.
Wandering around like you're lost or something.
Getting that content, brother. Content's king.
That's right.
So I know you're new, but here's my question. Quarter mile drag racing in current car configuration, yes, no, and why?
Wait. Quarter mile drag racing.
With the cars the way they are right this
Cars
moment.
we're driving right now.
Right now. Exactly how they are. No rule changes, no nothing. Quarter mile drag racing, yes or no?
Quarter mile drag racing versus 1,000 foot.
Yes.
I don't know that. I'm pretty stupid, you know. I'm from southern Indiana. We're not very bright down there. I don't know that I have enough knowledge to know.
Well, that's why I said you're new. And,
Yeah.
But I had to ask.
I know it's. I know from the short time that I've been around this aspect of the sport, I know it's a debate amongst the fans. I know it's
Yes.
a big debate, but I don't know. You would know way better than me what it would take to do that, because I don't think you could you run them in the current configuration a full quarter mile without them blowing up?
I'm saving my answer till later.
Okay,
To the
fair
end
enough.
of the video.
Fair enough. I just know we got their tongues hung out at 1,000 feet. I can't imagine what they'd be like at 1320.
Yeah, exactly. So there's your answer at the moment.
Yeah, that limited knowledge I have. I may not even be remotely in the ballpark, but that's what my gut instinct
Right.
tells me.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. For YouTube. And here's my question. Make sure I got you centered up here. Quarter mile drag racing, yes or no, the way the car is right now?
No way.
There you go. Why? What's your why?
Too dangerous, and it won't make it. The tires won't make it. The engine won't make it. It's over.
Thank you. That was my question. Here's the question. Quarter mile, yes, no, in current car configuration, and why?
Current car configuration, quarter mile, no. I don't think they would live that long.
That's it. That's simple.
Yeah, I don't think they would live that long.
Your daddy's answer was much more blunt than that.
I can only imagine what my dad's answer was. Let me ask you, your take.
My take will be at the end of the video. That way everybody's got to wait and see what my answer is.
I like it. I like it.
Here's the question.
Yep.
Quarter mile, yes or no, in current car configuration? Quarter mile, yes or no, in our current car configuration, and why?
Shoot, that's a good question. I would say no, only because in any configuration, they're literally designed for exactly the amount of feet we're going. You know, like we would have to change a lot of stuff if we went back to quarter mile. So currently, I don't think it would make it there. Plus, my going up at like 30 feet. I don't need to add another 320. Beep out the part where I said that.
Quarter mile, yes or no, in current car configuration, and why?
I've never done the quarter mile in the Top Fuel, and I think that we are really good at what we do in the 1,000 foot. I feel like these cars stops quickly when you get the chutes out, but some of the tracks are really short, and I'm not sure I would like to run any longer than we're doing today. But of course, it would be cool to see the numbers, though.
Right,
Yeah, we can't argue on that.
All right, that was my question. This is a question for you. Question is, quarter mile, yes, no, in current car configuration, and why?
Quarter mile, yes, because we get to go faster, and we, as a driver, you always want to go faster. And I just want to state I love your energy, brother. You have so much great energy.
Thank you.
You know, and that attracts so many fans out here. You do such a great job with everything, man. We love your social media. You keep up so good with all the fans engaging and everything else. So we love you. I'm rooting for you, even though my boss is racing you. You know what I mean? If he can't win it, I hope you win it. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
you know what? You're almost a homeboy here, too.
Well, I'm an hour and a half down the road. It's a real fine line between going home and sleeping in my own bed and fighting traffic in the morning. You know what I mean? If I knew I could get here with no traffic, I'd but I know it's a special race for you here. I was watching your interview, how you get choked up and stuff, and same with me, man. You know, Indy's supposed to be our biggest race, but man, we won here on Father's Day, and my kids were here, and like, dude, I cried like a little girl. You know what I mean? It doesn't beat it, man. There's nothing that'll ever top it. You know what I mean? The championships, everything. It's like when your kids are here and they look up to you. You know, my kids think it's cool when I'm on fire, and I'm like, no, it's not cool when Daddy's on fire. You know, but all in all, it is a special race. You know, I know we're not doing it on Father's Day weekend no more, but when I won here, and I think you won here on Father's Day, it don't top it.
Thank you, bro.
I got him! Finally, he's done! He's done! This is the end!
Here's the question.
Okay.
Quarter mile, yes, no, and why? Current car configuration, probably the most important part.
No, because some of the tracks we race on already are short on shutdown, and you know I'm all about safety. In the end, you know we all go out here, we want to put on a show, and we want to be safe. So the answer is no. However, contrary, on a track like this, quarter mile, yes, there's plenty of shutdown, but how can you race quarter mile some places and 1,000 feet others? So I'm going to say 1,000 feet for all the driver safety.
Oh, question is quarter mile, yes, no, why? But current car configuration.
Quarter mile, yes, because drag racing was built on a quarter mile. I might be putting my foot in my mouth because I've never done anything but 1,000 foot. And it's hard to handle at 1,000 foot, but it'd be fun to handle at a quarter mile, baby. Bring it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So my question is, quarter mile, yes, no, and why in current car configuration?
I'd rather do 1,000 foot because I like going fast. So I don't want to slow the thing down just to go a little further. I'll take 1,000 foot all day.
So you're saying current car configuration quarter mile would be a no?
I think it'd be too much. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do.
That's all I needed to know.
Okay. Quarter mile, yes, no, current car configuration, and why? It is an absolute no for me. My biggest issue is the tires. We're seeing tires get torn up, and it is not anything Goodyear's doing wrong. I'm gonna point that out right off the get-go. But think about how big that tire is, how much the tire is not round going down the racetrack. We've seen where they're D-shaped, flat on the back, D-shaped. So I am out on that. And the other thing is, you know, how fast do we need to go? You know, I'm a race car driver. I love going fast. And that's what's driven me, pushed me, is going fast. To be honest, it's really the G-force, not as much as the speed. And my daddy, when he was still around, you know, I would tell him we ran, you know, whatever, 372. All he wanted to know was how fast we went. You know, that's kind of an old timers thing. You know, how fast do we go? You don't win races by going fast. You win races by going quick. We see it all the time where one car will turn a wind light on, forget the whole shot part of it, but where one car will go 327 and turn the wind light on, the other car went 330. We see that a lot. But current car configuration, we can't do it, y'all. And if we went back to a quarter mile and NHRA made adjustments, we're going to go further to go slower. And it would take a little while for teams to catch up. I think that's one of those things when they make a big rule change, that the bigger teams, the factory teams, as y'all have heard me call them, they will have an advantage because they can afford to go test more. So let's say they made us put smaller fuel pumps on, smaller cubic inches, whatever the case may be. We're going to fall behind the factory teams initially before kind of the information trickles its way out to what they're doing to go however quick and fast they go. But if we stretch it back out, you're not going to see us go 360. You're going to see us blow a lot of stuff up in current car configuration. With the rule change, we're going to go slower than what we're going right now, and it would take a couple years for the crew chiefs to ramp that fuse back up to where it'll go a quarter mile and blow up again. But no matter what, I love what we're doing, and I think it is the closest Nitro Racing's ever been, ever. And so that's why I think 1,000 foot is fine. And if y'all follow other racing, drag racing, it is become a huge majority of the country races 8th mile. Most of the pro mods, with the exception of NHRA, is 8th mile racing. All the small tire racing, for the most part, is 8th mile. For me, everything around me is 8th mile racing. And that's just the way it is. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's where drag racing's went. You know, I know the traditionalists, to say that real hard, traditionalists are quarter mile people, and that's probably the people that are making all the comments saying we shouldn't do it. But that's going to be a wrap on this video. I appreciate you guys as always for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting. We're getting close to that 100,000. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next one. Last question, and you're getting way more time than I'm going to give to the drivers, but what would you say is like the biggest limiting factor or the scariest thing if we took our top fuel car right now and tried to run it a quarter mile? What would be the first thing you'd like? That we know it's a bad idea, but what would you be most fearful of happening?
Well, I think, you know, and we all knew when we did this, when we went to 1,000 foot racing, that yeah, we're going to shorten the fuse.
Yeah.
It's just the way, you know, it's just what we are.
Yeah.
You know?
It's what you do.
And I think, you know, for us, it's really like, how do you keep the engine together? And then with these, we'll just call them the ignition limiters that we have on them that start, you know, yarding timing out of it at a certain point in the run and a certain RPM. You would have to really adjust your fuel curve, and I think that's what I really worry about, is that, you know, before we ever got to the quarter mile, I mean, you're looking at some pretty significant damage with the engine, and you know, I'm not saying you couldn't figure it out, but it would take a lot of work and a lot of money to figure it out, and you'd be going backwards, in my opinion. And you know, and even if you slowed the cars down to where they only went 320 to the quarter mile, you still have 320 feet less racetrack.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what way you look at it. And you know, a lot of these tracks, like, you know, like we're here in Bristol, it would be a disaster, as bumpy as this racetrack is, and you know, you've got 700 feet of concrete, and then the last, you know, 620 feet would be asphalt. The cars would, you know, not only the bumpiness of it, but spinning the tires, and that would be a challenge in itself. And you know, it's a lot of work. you know, to get it figured out. And I just think that the possibility of engine damage, which could lead to other things, especially like in a funny car, you know, with these laid back headers and stuff, and when they put a cylinder out, you know, it's hard for the drivers. You know, those things are, I mean, those things are an animal. When a big old guy like Matt Hagan says, man, they're like a bucking bronco or something like that, that's something, man. And I think we're good where we're at. I think we have good racing where we're at. I think you know, the drivers really play a key, you know, because it's, you know, they've got to be good. You know, they got to be good on the tree and stuff. And I think it's exciting racing. You know,